Hello, it's MattyFBaby here with some Jungle Cup action for you, and today we're going to be looking at an off-meta pick, a Razor Leafer that is a Pokemon I never really liked growing up. Bayleef, Bayleef. Yeah, I didn't like his voice growing up. I'm sorry, Bayleef, but I ended up investing in one during a previous tournament, last month's tournament, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, last month's tournament, Rainbow, because it's supposed to be a pretty strong Razor Leafer, and it actually like Bayleef. Now, I think it's a fun Pokemon. It's really thick, so let's talk about Bayleef. Alright, so Bayleef is going to be a grass type. It is going to just have solo weaknesses to flying, poison, fire, bug, and ice, and it's going to be the preferred moveset is going to be Razor Leaf. It's going to do massive damage to a lot of Pokemon. Most Pokemon in any meta are going to take hard damage from Razor Leaf, except for things like double and triple resist it. So let's look at the charge moves. It has Ancient Power at only 45 energy cost, and then it has Grass Knot as the next best charge move at 50 energy cost, and it does a good amount of damage, that Grass Knot. So now let's head over to So now let's go look at its resistances. It's going to have electric, grass, ground, and water resistances for this Pokemon. And now let's go look at PvPoke. That was Go Ranger app. Now we're looking at PvPoke.com. These are my two sources. Alright, so it's going to have Bayleef ranked at number 59 total. That's not going to be very high, right? So it's a little off-meta pick. Alright, and it's going to have Razor Leaf at 70% usage, as opposed to Tackle being 30%. Its charge moves is going to have Ancient Power at 86.7, so that is the preferred moveset. And then Grass Knot coming in at 13.2. We love that Ancient Power, hoping for a buff, right? We always hope we can hit that buff, right? We want to be buffed. Buff us up. Alright, so let's look at the key matchups. It does have a plus matchup against Vigoroth. It can tank all the hits that Vigoroth has to throw at it. And then it's going to have a really plus matchup against a Alolan Golem and a Alolan Graveler. And then you got Magneton and Raichu, which are going to be, you know, higher. These are all higher meta picks, so it has some pretty good matchups against a lot of top meta picks. Its biggest counters are going to be bug types, and in particular we got some bug flying types in there. So we got Vespiquen that does really well against it. We got Beedrill, that poison boy. We got Ledian, Fortress, and Ariados. I don't know, I'm not a master of pronunciation. I'm from the south, Bo. Alright, so let's look at its general matchups in a 1v1 shield scenario against the entire meta. It wins 72% of the, 72 of those matchups, and then loses 57, has 5 draws. So it wins 53.7% of the matchups in a 1v1 setting. And you know, I also like it, I forgot to say, also like it for fighting Lanturn. It's going to be tearing through a Lanturn with those Razor Leafs, and also be able to tank everything that Lanturn has to throw at it. Let's look at its activation time for its charge moves. The Razor Leaf to Ancient Power, it's going to take a while. It's going to take 12 Razor Leafs and 12.5 seconds to get over there, so that's a long time. And then for Grass Knot, it only takes one extra fast move. It's going to take 13 Razor Leafs and 13.5 seconds to get there, so it does take a while, but luckily it's a thick boy that does great fast move damage with Razor Leafs, so I like it. I think it's a fun Pokemon to use, and I've had a lot of fun with it. So let's go look at the battles against my homie Dark Matter Wolf. You matter, bro. If you haven't checked out Dark Matter Wolf, you guys need to go do that. His link will be in the description, and a couple of the videos I have coming up have him featured as my opponent. So go give him a look-see, because you matter, and he matters, and I matter. We all heckin' matter. XOXO 2019. That's an inside joke between us. XOXO 2019. You know, because I always say XOXO, so it's like my campaign slogan. Alright, so for our first matchup of this video, we got Bayleef versus Staraptor, and Staraptor is going to be resisting our Razor Leafs, but look at how much damage they still do against that Staraptor. He wants no part of that. In comes the Sceptile. We're going to send an Ancient Power over at the Sceptile, and then switch out over to our Vespiquen and start hitting it with some nice bug damage, you know what I'm saying? And we'll also be resisting the damage the fast move damage that it sends back at us with Fury Cutter. So that's a good matchup for us. Next comes in his Raichu. We're going to go ahead and send the X-Scissor off, because, you know, Raichu's about to be spamming us in a second, and we're going to have to shield if we want to survive that, right? Because, you know, we're gonna be weak to those electric type hits. So after that shield, we send another X Scissor back at Raichu. Raichu does not want no part of that, so now we've broken both of his shields, and our Vespiquen is ready to go down. We're not gonna shield again, we're just gonna let it go down this time. After that, we're gonna bring the Razor Leafer Bayleef back in. I did hit a buff on the Ancient Power, so that's real nice, right? That's real nice. So then comes the Staraptor back in, and we're able to finish the Staraptor with those Razor Leafs, and they just do massive damage, especially with the stat buff. So very GG. In this next match, I didn't record the very beginning. My bad. It was Bayleef versus Caesar, and yeah, we're gonna get out of there because we do not want any part of that matchup. And we switch in to our Minun, which I always liked Minun. And plus, once the Tempest Cup came out, I think it was, I liked using it for Tempest back in the day. It was fun. So we're testing out Minun right now as well. But yeah, so we have Minun versus Caesar, and we're able to break one shield, but after that, that's all we really get done. We let our Minun go down. Next we bring in Vespiquen, and he's going to bring that Raichu back in like the previous fight, and we farmed a little too much energy, so we're going to have to shield that, and then go send a couple of X Caesars back over at the Raichu, which, you know, Raichu doesn't want no part of like pretty much any charge move except for like maybe some flying ones. But yeah, it's going to hurt him pretty well, but not enough to down the Raichu, and so we're like, well, daggone, I guess we're gonna eat this Thunder Punch. We're hoping that we could survive that and get him down on the fast moves. We were unable to, so very GG. And now we're looking to be in a bad spot against this Caesar. So we're gonna shield the first X Scissor, and then we take the second one. And you know, even though we're weak to it, it still doesn't completely kill us. And yeah, but we were able to get it down, but with barely any damage or health left, we're not able to get to another Ancient Power to finish off the Staraptor. So GG to Dark Matter Wolf. And then here we go, Vespiquen versus a Caesar lead. We're going to be tanking this Iron Head, hoping that it's an X Scissor, and it's not, so that's a major rip for us. I should have maybe farmed more, but I am able to get the shield bait, so Power Gem is definitely going to hurt the Caesar more than my X Scissor, but thankfully I did get a shield baited. So we try that again and are unable to. It's not very effective, so the second time I definitely should have went for the Power Gem, it seems. So he brings in the Raichu, almost downs us on the fast moves with our Vespiquen, but is unable to, and we get the X Scissor off, and he decides to use a charge move, and I think I would not have been able to get off my charge move had he not done that, so I think maybe he should have held on to that, it seems. So we bring in the Razor Leafer, who is great at finishing off the boy Raichu, and right here we're hoping that we can finish off the Caesar before it gets to another X Scissor, and we are able to do that. In comes Staraptor again. We have Ancient Power ready to go. We take a few extra hits, you know, just for funsies, and we're gonna send the Ancient Power over at the Staraptor, and then switch over to our Electric type to finish off the brave bird over there, Staraptor. And I kind of wish I would have kept in Bayleef, because I think he would have been able to finish that fight. Pretty sure he would have been able to, so really wish I would have left him in there. But here comes Cast Form versus Golem, and watch the Razor Leaf. It's going to eat through that Golem pretty well. He's barely able to get it out. And next comes in the Noctowl, and we have, you know, we threaten the Noctowl with Ancient Power. That's what's so awesome about Bayleef's moveset, is that we threaten it. So we're able to get to one Ancient Power, and then able to get to a second Ancient Power before going down. So that's how thick Bayleef is. You can't sit there and farm off on it with your flying type, because it takes a while. It takes a long time to down him with just fast moves if you're using a flying Pokemon. So keep that in mind if you do come across one. Right here, we don't think that it's going to be a Sky Attack. We know he's got Psychic, and we don't want to get hit by that, so we decided to use a shield, and then in comes the Golem. We'll be able to finish that off with our Minun, because he's almost dead. After that, you know, there's still no shields, and Minun is rolling. In comes a Vigoroth. We get one discharge off. Definitely not going to be enough to take down Vigoroth, that thick monkey boy, and we're going to try to get to a second one. Are unable to do that before he gets a fast move off, but that's okay, because we got another one ready to go. So Minun, able to do some great work, and I really like Minun. We'll probably do a video about Minun here eventually, so look out for that. Minun or Plusle, I like them both. I hope you enjoyed that little showcase of what Bayleef can do. I wish I would have been able to get it up against a Lantern, but I was unable to get that matchup. And yeah, I don't want to tell my opponents what to use. I want them to be able to practice with what they want to use. So if you did enjoy this, hope that you subscribe. I got tons of PvP content coming out about all sorts of Pokemon for all sorts of cups, every cup every month. So I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and hope that you guys have a nice day. Peace out.